Thank you for staying with us on the AM show. I'm Gary Al Smith, and this is The Sport. Flag bearer hopeful of the new Patriotic Party, Kwabena Agyepong, has called for an improved collaboration between the Ghana Football Association and the government to save the declining industry. He also called for better use of resources and the creation of a deliberate policy to revive the passion of the game in the country. Agyepong spoke at his campaign launch in Accra.
I think we should have a deliberate policy of creating or recreating the passion that we have for sports. I mean, sports, football is a spectator sport. You can't have the sport successfully when there's nobody in the stadium. Of course, there's competition now because of satellite television and everybody has access to the Premier League outside and all that. But it doesn't stop governments from being very deliberate about it, to support our team. Now, I'll give you one example. Ghana has been to previous World Cups, I think 4 or so over the last 5 times. The money that we made, it never filtered down to where it matters most, Cole's football, which should be a production line of talent, and that is what we have been used to. I cannot for the life of me understand why members of executive committees or members of Black Stars management committees can apportion to themselves $100,000 each just for being members of that committee. And when clubs don't have money to pay their players, Premier Division clubs. So we need to have a sit down with the stakeholders. It's very important. And in times past, we had a system that used to work. Strong collaboration between the football teams and their local communities and also the government. The government represents the community. You cannot take government away from football administration. I was totally against that attempt. And I forewarned them in 2006 when it was being done. But they didn't listen. And now look at where we have landed. I think we should have a stakeholder discussion, go back to the basics. The things that used to work for us, the collaboration between GALCA, which is the clubs associations, and the government who provide the resources that we need to build the facilities and support our footballers. It is not right that your taxpayers' money will be used to support the Black Stars to go to the World Cup, but then when they make money out of the World Cup, it is not accounted to us, the Ghanaians. And then the whole ladder, the hierarchy of football never gets to a share in what we get out of these World Cups.
Moving on, and German international Antonio Rudiger paid a visit to Ghanaian lower league side Shooting Stars FC ahead of the club's 2023 Euro Tour. Rudiger took the chance to urge the GFA government to build more facilities to improve the sport.
In general, build facilities, build the system of football, and then so that those young boys can one day be in the best teams in Europe. So, but this comes all down to organization. So now we talk higher up. So that's why I don't know how the system goes here. But at the end of the day, still you see a lot of Ghanaian talents in Europe and around. So I think that's the goal.
Let me push you this one. You've been at Cuban, you've been at Madrid, ground and everything. What were the steps that you saw? What are the things that you've seen that you think we can inculcate here in our system to also help us?
Clear is organization. Organization is key to everything.
Yeah, a message to Chelsea fans and Real Madrid fans. A message to them. Let me just one time. Here's a message to them. A lot of them are in Ghana here. Trust me, you have a lot of fans. So to Madrid fans and to your former team, Chelsea.
No, to my former team, like everyone knows, Chelsea has been special to me. 5 years there, win the Champions League, and Real Madrid, Hala Madrid, love all.
Thank you.
Simple, Hala Madrid, and love to Chelsea as well. Executive Council member of the Ghana Football Association, Randy Abbey, has defended Keto Kraku's address at the 29th Ordinary Congress. The FA president enumerated his achievements since taking over the job in 2019, but his detractors have accused him of being political at the event. Abbey says those assertions are misplaced.
I think it's been good. It's been good, quite orderly. I think I've enjoyed it, and I think that some of our colleagues are maybe still used to the old way of doing things. Like, for example, trying to raise a counter proposal on the floor. I mean, since we changed the the rules and everything is clear. I mean, there's a reason why you're giving the documents 14 days prior to the Congress, and the rules are clear. I mean, if you have any counter, you need to submit it in writing to the General Secretary.
But what many have taken from the president's speech, it looks like more of a campaign sort of speech. You agree with that?
He has to account for his stewardship. So unless we're saying that the things that he spoke about, he's not done them. I mean, this is not the first Congress that he's come to. You understand me? And that is spoken about things that the FA intends doing. I mean, so there are advantages and disadvantages of incumbency. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, so if there are advantages, you will get them. If there are disadvantages, you will suffer them. You know, so I don't think so. I think that everybody expects him to, one, account for his stewardship, and two, to also tell us what the FA intends doing moving forward. Okay. And that's exactly what is done. Okay. Yeah.
To national team football, the Black Queens have landed in Conakry ahead of their qualifier against Guinea, and it's in a bid to get a place at the next round of the 2024 Paris Olympics for the qualifiers. Head coach Nora Hoptail says the pressure to qualify is good for the team and assures they are committed to securing a spot at the global tournament. Lawrence Beidou has more.
Ghana will play Guinea in Conakry on Friday in the first leg of the first round of qualifiers and held their final training session on Monday before leaving Accra on Tuesday. With the Black Meteors failing to book a ticket for the men's side, Nora says the team is under no pressure ahead of Friday's game.
For me, pressure is a privilege because, first of all, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. We want to go and qualify for the Olympics. Of course, we recognize that our under-23 men, they cannot anymore qualify, which I feel sorry for them. And we take this challenge and face it. Yeah.
Do you think you have the materials to qualify?
Yes, when you look the draw, I mean, of course, you also saw a bit the draw. I think the first steps are very makeable. Somehow we're going to face Zambia, somewhere we're going to face Morocco. They are part of the World Cup, who is beginning in 2 weeks. So it will be not an easy route, but I'm pretty convinced with the quality of players we have and a lot of amount of matches until then that we have the chance to qualify us, yes.
Linda Eshen, who has been a core part of the team in the last few years and serves as one of the captains in camp, also expressed confidence in the squad called up by the head coach. Linda believes the appointment of the Swiss has been good for the national team so far.
We haven't considered any goal, which is perfect. So that means we are doing well. We are listening to the coach. We watch videos. Our mistakes, we correct the simple things. So I think the Black Queens is doing well. Black Queens will go into the game perfect, and Black Queens will get the maximum 3 points.
The Black Queens have not played at the Olympic Games since its introduction, and the current crop of players are hoping that narrative is changed at the end of the qualifiers.
That's it for the sport. Thank you very much for your time. As ever, you can head over to myjoyonline.com sports page and get some more from us.